Hello YouTube, so today I want to talk about teachers and the education system. In my opinion, the education system that we currently have in Australia and most of the Western world isn't something that I'd necessarily call ideal. I believe primary school, years 1 to 7, is pretty okay. You're generally taught a lot of different knowledge about English, history, science, mathematics, etc. And that's the basis for what you need to know. And I think that that teaching is pretty well done in Western countries and most of the world, in that you learn the basics and then from the basics you can build up. And the basics of English, mathematics, science, etc. are things that we do need to know in the world. However, the education system of high school, I think, isn't that good at all. Basically, in the Australian system, you have class about 50 minutes to an hour, sometimes less when you're moving from class to class, and you'll get a lot of homework and a lot of assignments to do. And if you're anything like most school kids, you don't want to do the homework, and the homework doesn't really help you at all. And the teachers just basically teach the content. I've had not so great teachers, and I've had brilliant teachers. To me, the not so great teachers were the ones that just taught you the content basically and just got you to know it. And the reason I didn't think they were great teachers is because they didn't get me interested in the content. For example, I was pretty good at geography, but I hated it because I just didn't find it interesting. And the teachers didn't give me that interest in it. They just taught the content. Sometimes they would just write up the notes and give you what you needed to know to pass the exam, but it's just a grade. Most times, you forget most of what you know in school because you've just memorized it so you can pass an exam, and it doesn't help you with your understanding of the content. One of my best teachers was my math teacher in year 11. Now, I absolutely love maths. I love complex math, I love applied mathematics, I love theoretical mathematics, but it takes me a while to get it. So it wasn't plausible that I could do it for the higher school certificate, since it took me so much longer to learn and understand the content. But my math teacher, he still instigated me with the love of mathematics that kept me doing it into year 12 until I realized I eventually had to drop it so I could do okay in the HSC. Although I would have loved to have continued with mathematics and with this teacher, because what he did was that you could see his love of mathematics and you could see his interest in it, that he gave that interest to you. And I think an interest in the subject and in giving you an understanding is extremely important, especially in the sciences. As if you can see that your teacher has an interest and helps you trying to understand it, not necessarily rote learn it, you're going to not only do better in the exams, but you're also going to do better further down the track because you'll remember that basis for information. However, with arts, histories, English, and the performing arts, I don't think a teacher can just get you interested in a subject by being interested in it themselves. This works with mathematics and science, since most of the time it is objective. There is a right answer, and understanding and finding that answer can get people interested in it. But with English and the arts and history, it can be a bit difficult to instigate children and kids with a desire for knowledge and for understanding more of the world. And my teachers that did this the best were my drama teachers. And the reason my drama teachers helped me so much is because they believed in me and they realized that their subject wasn't only about trying to get you a good mark, but was a different way of understanding the world. I started drama when I was in year 8, and heaps of my classmates told me I couldn't sing and I couldn't act. But I never heard that from my teachers, who just saw my love for acting and saw my love for performing, whether it was singing or acting on stage or even dancing. And they fostered that. They said I could do it, and they believed in me. And through them, in years 11 and 12, when I was concentrating on my major project, I saw that drama was another way of looking at the world. My teachers became my friends. Yes, they helped with my major project and my monologue that I did. But through doing that monologue and through talking to my teachers about it, I learned more about myself, and I learned more about the world and how you can use drama or history or English as different ways of understanding the world. And I think that's what's important in this education system. Even if the education system is inherently flawed and only fosters a very competitive and a very rote learning so you can get a great mark, if you have a good teacher who understands that their subject can help you understand the world better, either subjectively or objectively depending on the subject, then that is a great teacher. And it's not just a teacher who just teaches you the content, but gives you a way of understanding it and remembering it, and teaches you life lessons through it. And this can work in poetry, in critical reading and understanding text. This can work in history and seeing the past. This can work in music, in any subject. It's the teacher that is important. And I was blessed to have great teachers that taught me some of my most important life lessons. So if you feel that you're stuck in school or that you're not enjoying it that much, see if you can find a teacher or maybe someone older who's learned that subject who can instigate in you a sense of understanding and how you can use that subject to better understand the world. Because I think that's what school should aim to do. Help you better understand the world, and if you understand the subject, you have a greater knowledge of how to live your life. One, it's going to help you understand the subject better, and two, it's going to help you in life better and going to help you down the track. And I think that's what's important, having good teachers. Okay, also in other news, I've started a poetry and deeper thinking blog. It's called The Ghosts in My Head, and there'll be a link in the doobly-doo, and the first poem should already be up there, and I'll be uploading poems every 3 days, and my thoughts on those poems, and maybe some critical analysis on poems. I'm not really sure, it's just something that I wanted to do that's separate from my main blog. Alright, I hope you have a good week. You'll see me next week, and don't forget to be awesome.